That time it was 4.57 to 60 and 4.81 to 100 kilometers per hour. I'm in the highly touted and well-respected Cadillac Escalade V. For all the decades the Escalade has been out, it's never had the treatment that this vehicle has, the full-blown V high-performance treatment, 6.2 liter V8, supercharged, 682 horsepower, 653 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed auto. We're gonna have it in V mode all night long, which is gonna lower the suspension, and I can also tweak a few things on this screen as well, but pretty much everything is maxed out. And what does that exhaust note sound like? It doesn't let me rev much past 4,000 RPM, about 3,500, but man, we're in for a treat tonight. Escalade V costs about $150,000. The way that this one is equipped is about $155,000. When you walk up to it, you're greeted with lights on the handles, this illuminated side skirt, or you could say running boards, because these running boards will pop out for us. You have the Cadillac logo sprayed onto the ground, not only on the sides. No. You get a baby one back here. Interestingly, it's kind of off-center. You open the door, the running boards come out, illuminated skid plate. We'll talk about this ambient lighting here in a minute, but I need to turn the exterior lights back on because the car was wondering, why aren't you getting in the car? So it turned off all the lights. Of course, we got 22s on the Slade, huge 6-piston brakes, but yeah, check out the lights on this guy. This reminds me of Midnight Club, a dub edition when I was a kid growing up playing those nighttime and Need for Speed Underground type games where you could trick out and customize these massive SUVs and race them on the streets. Like, this is a distant dream of my childhood. Body kit, the massive tune with this supercharged V8. The lights, they don't look anything too special. They look like any other Cadillac Escalade from the front and the back, but we do get a lot of those puddle lamps like I said earlier. But we also have the quad tip, just heaven's note of exhaust, the gods of American motoring poured straight into the engine bay and straight into these quad tip exhausts for the active exhaust note. It is absolutely incredible. And the Escalade is unmistakable. I think Cadillac's done a great job. Nothing has this big of a rear taillight or that big of a daytime running light. But let's get into the back seat. Running board pops out for us. Illuminated skid plate. We need to turn it back on here so we can get the full experience. Unfortunately, you guys didn't hear what it sounds like on a cold start. My God, it sounds mean. All right, let's get back in the back seat. We have a couple apps here on the screen. I haven't played with them too much. Honestly, obviously, I don't even know what I'm doing. There's YouTube pulled up here. Of course, that's 4G internet poured into this guy. So honestly, for me, we'll talk about it in my family review, but if you have Wi-Fi in here already, just bring your tablets and the kids will have Wi-Fi on there. So they're not reaching, they can't really reach from the seat to the tablet. So it's not the best for kids. But anyways, they do have headphones in here. We have climate control in the back, customizable cup tray there, illuminated HDMI ports. So we'll be putting Bluey DVDs in here for our family review. I like how much light there is. So if you're buckling back here, you're gonna be able to see everything. You got illuminated USB-Cs in the back. So Cadillac's done a great job with the illumination in here at nighttime for the front and rear passengers. We're gonna close this, and you know what? It's a bit disappointing I don't have ambient lighting on the back seats. Audi knows how to do that pretty well. Getting on the front seat, illuminated skid plate again. There's my massaging seat button. And this is that customizable strip that flows into the dash. We got, I know it's gonna be hard to see, but this is like a highly polished wood here. It just kind of looks like glossy black plastic 90% of the time, unfortunately. If the sun hits it just right, you can appreciate the wood underneath. This will close, but since I'm plugged in most of the time, I know it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I still like wired charging. Your wireless charger is in here, by the way. And here's a couple more USB ports, and you also have the cool box that is nicely illuminated. It is not tied to the ambient lighting though, so it has its own soft white light in there. Huge panel roof that we'll take more advantage of during the day with the family review. I really enjoyed this illuminated panel here. So Cadillac's done a great job creating the digital alongside of the analog, because these are all physical switches, which I really appreciate. Shifter is pretty meaty, kind of reminds me of the BMW shifter, but bigger and more substantial. And then that hidden button behind the steering wheel, that V button, which changes the suspension, it lowers the truck, and yeah, you can customize how the vehicle feels for you. Of course, we have heated and ventilated seats in here. We have this little touchscreen here in the corner. I don't ever remember seeing this in any other manufacturer. It's pretty cool. Going through different things like night vision. We can pull up night vision right now. Look at that. Maybe I'll be driving with night vision tonight, because very few cars have that that feature. It's super, super cool. You can also control the head-up display, which the head-up display in here, I'm not sure it'll show up for you guys. It's very bright, gives me all the information I want. It's very compact too, so the information isn't spread out. It's all kind of in one little area, so you guys don't have to fly around and check out things. We have a digital rear view mirror, which it's not the highest resolution, unfortunately, but it feels like the same mirror that I had in the CT5 V Series Blackwing. But I'm ready to drive this monster. I didn't show you the ambient lighting in here. It's pretty customizable, and you can completely turn it off if you want to. It's not as bright as I would like it to be. There is a slider bar here, which does very little, if anything, to the main ambient lighting up top, the line. It's all in the footwell, so I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but the brightness shows up in the footwells. So I guess it's nice that I'm wearing white shoes, so you guys can probably see that a little bit better down there. But yeah, let's go ahead and, I don't know, green for go. How about that? And then we also have a little bit of ambient lighting here in the cup holder, which actually is only facing the passenger, so I didn't even know it was there until I put my phone in and I saw the reflection. Let's get our night vision Cadillac V on the road. Like I said, gonna leave it in V Series this whole time, so you guys can get that full crack and burble experience. And this is one of the more memorable cars I've driven in a long time. I drove the Raptor R fairly recently, and there's a similar experience. Now that was even faster than this, like a whole second faster, 0 to 60. I don't think the exhaust was quite as excellent as it is here. I would take this over a Raptor R for sure, but I know it's a completely different vehicle. I love the luxury in here so much more than that truck. And yeah, I'm gonna be done with the night vision, because I want to see my gauge here, because I'm going to play with the aluminum paddle shifters quite a bit. So it has the most obnoxious farts and backfires and pops that I've ever experienced in a stock car. That third gear pull, who needs 4 through 10 in this truck? Because third gear, I had to back off. I was doing about 75 there. Just disturbing the peace. No one went, man, I love just being obnoxious in this thing, putting it in V mode and getting all eyes on me. You know, I've been in very expensive Range Rovers, and they kind of have that look at me mentality, but they're never obnoxious. They're never yelling at you, screaming at you, slapping you. Essentially, you're getting slapped with the exhaust note if you were a bystander. And it's a thing of beauty here. I cannot believe we have an exhaust note like this out of a stock vehicle. Leave that Charger in the dust. Oh, he's gonna be so triggered. Oh my gosh. And that's a great thing. Like, no one expects a Cadillac Escalade to have that sort of menacing behavior to it. And I don't care about how this thing handles. First of all, I don't have any turns in Florida, so it doesn't matter how it handles for me, really, unfortunately. But I will throw it in the turn up here to see what it's like. Like I said, it's in V mode, it's lowered, it's stiffened up. But yeah, coming to a stop, the brakes are, well, when I did my research, because I'm not going to be testing them in stopping distances, but they're more resistant to fading. They're not necessarily that much better at bringing this thing to a stop. But throwing the turn, oh yeah. Definitely much firmer and less body roll than in sport mode or in touring mode. Your driving modes are over here, which apparently, yeah, it takes it out of V mode, but in sport mode you still get a little bit of that backfire. But let's see here, let's go to tour mode, and I'm gonna just put it into normal drive here. Yeah, and it becomes a normal Cadillac with just a ton of power. It's still loud as hell when you put the pedal down all the way, even though not in the V mode. So it's good to have, you know, you don't have to switch modes to get the just craziness out of this thing, but you want to be in that V mode to get that exhaust, to get that, especially the backfires, because right now I'm downshifting. There's no pops or gurgles or slaps going on. So it's definitely more composed as long as your foot's not buried in it, which it's been really hard for me not to bury my foot into it because I'm always rewarded with American perfection. Yeah, so therefore I'm getting about 11 miles per gallon in this, which honestly is not terrible considering roughly 700 horsepower and just the ear-to-ear grin I have on my face. Put it back into V mode here. This is an awkward position. I wish it was just like front and center because that's what this truck's all about, but oh gosh, that shift. I was not expecting much from this 10-speed auto, but that shift is automotive perfection as well. I cannot believe Cadillac waited so long to make this, but you know, I'm okay waiting for decades for perfection. And if it took them decades to perfect the Escalade in this form, I'm okay with it. It's better late than never. Cadillac hit an absolute fat American home run with the Escalade-V. And I'm glad I'm doing a two-part review because this is also a family hauler. And it caters to the enthusiast, it caters to the people who want to tow, it caters to the moms out there who need to get kids from point A to point B, dads too. But no other Escalade does this. Oh my God. I didn't think, I should have been, I mean, it's foolish of me to think that the CT5 that I drove, the Blackwing with the 6-speed manual, that was a one-off fluke. I haven't driven the CT4 V Series Blackwing. I hear that's amazing too. But Cadillac, you don't need to go full electric. Your strength is in your internal combustion, because when you go electric, you're gonna lose this. Only America can do that. And when you go electric, I mean, the IQ Escalade, that's not the perfect Escalade, or whatever they're calling it. This is the perfect Escalade. It doesn't need any more improvements. Just keep this powertrain around forever. Keep this exhaust note around forever. You can go to bed a happy company. I know it costs a ton of money. if they could come out with a stripped down version of this, maybe for the masses, so you can get the powertrain, but maybe strip out the luxury, the heated and or maybe not the heated seats, but the ventilated street seats. You strip out some of the more high-tech features in here, like the massaging seats, the screens in the back. Screens are complete overkill. Maybe they could reduce the price on it. I want this setup to be available for the masses, but that's the thing. Greatness is not for the masses. Greatness is for the select few that are able to attain it. And I guess this price point really sets it apart. I know the rest of the Escalades are expensive as well, and I heard those are very good. I haven't driven any other Escalade recently, but except for this Perfect V edition. I'm gonna end it there. Make sure to watch my review on the daytime, what it's like to stuff a family in here. I'll be taking my kids to art class and have the wifey along as well. So full family, pretty much every seat in this truck loaded up. So wait for my daytime review to see if I like it as a family hauler. And I've already loaded it up with groceries. And I'll just say this, if it was for my family, I'd probably need the ESV, the extra super long version. But I think that this one would perform obviously better with a shorter wheelbase, but I would be okay with either, obviously. But I got shut it down there. I could gush about this thing all night long. Thank you guys for watching. Cadillac, thank you for sending me this truck. I mean, is that an Escalade right there? Look at those vertical rear taillights. I mean, I don't know what else it would be. It is an Escalade. So, yeah, riding dirty at night, Escalades on 22s. I think that's an ESV right there. Wow, that was a quick manifestation. Holy smokes. All right, if you liked the video, smash the like button. Cadillac, thank you again for making this truck, but also thank you so much for sending it to me so I can experience it, so you guys can experience it vicariously as well. All right, peace out.